Today I'm working on a 2002 Suzuki Grand Vitara with a 2.5 liter, and I have a P0442 small leak detected. This one was at another shop. They put a gas cap on it, cleared the codes, and it came back. It's usually what a lot of people do, because you don't want to chase something that could be something as stupid as a loose or bad gas cap. So I know I do have a problem now, so I'm going to show you a cheaper way to do it without a smoke machine, because I don't have one. So blah blah blah. What I've been doing on these is I'll add a little bit of pressure to the system with a air hose and a vacuum pressure gauge to make sure I'm not going too high, and I'll pinch off or use the scanner if you're lucky to control the evap vent valve, so you can check for leaks. Use some tire soap, leak seek stuff. It'll bubble where the leak is, or usually you'll smell the gas anyway. This one here, I can go under an actuator test, and I can go to the vent solenoid test, and then I can put the keys on. I can actually command it on and off. Right there, you can see it's turned it on, venting on. I hear it clicking. So you can do it this way if you're lucky. If not, you can find the hose underneath. It's going to usually some kind of filter where the fresh air is being drawn, and pinch it off with a pair of vice grips for your first test, and then you can check it electrically just by jumpering it or creating a ground and making it work if your scanner won't do it. What I'll usually do is I'll find the purge valve, which is right back there, and I unplug it. If it doesn't have a access port, one of them little green caps, and I'll take the hose going back to the canister and the tank and everything, and I'll put a vacuum line with an adapter on there, and then I bring it over to a T. One leg goes over to my pressure gauge, vacuum gauge, and the other end goes down to a Harbor Freight $2 air chuck, a little twisty handle, and put it on the other side. That way I'm going to pressurize the system. Got to be careful with shop air. 125 pounds, you'll blow the tank apart. Actually, usually they have about a 2.5–3 pound blow off valve, but you don't want to mess with that stuff. So I'll stay under 1.5 pounds. Haven't had any problems with that. So as I add a little bit of air, I got the back blocked off a little bit. Just slowly add a little bit of air to it. Fill up the system. Stop at 1.5 pounds, and I'll watch it. You can see it's dropping. If you have a good sealed system, it'll stay there pretty much all day. But as you can see, it's dropping. So then I'll start looking for the leaks. One of the most obvious is in the back where the canister is, usually where it's all rusty, so we'll go back there. The other place you could have a problem checking it this way, bypassing the purge valve, is actually if the purge valve itself is leaking vacuum. Some cars will set codes for that, but this line right here that I'm pointing at goes over to the intake. So you can put a vacuum pump on here and see if it holds, a handheld vacuum pump, or put a T in line to check the whole system, make sure that the purge valve is not part of the problem. Some vehicles have a service port like this one. This is a Chevy truck. You just take this cap off, and there's a Schrader valve in there, and you could take it out. But remember, it has reverse threads. You can use any tire valve tool, but you have to turn it clockwise to take it out. Don't break it. if you do it that way through a port like that, then you are testing the whole system and not bypassing the purge valve like I did on the Suzuki. As you can see, stuff under here is pretty rusty. Got two lines. What I did is I pinched off the line coming off the canister where the vent solenoid is, or vent valve, or canister shut valve. They're called different things. I pinched off the one that goes to the filter, which is tucked back here under the gas tank. There's the filter for the fresh air. The other one goes to the tank. I pinched that one off. There's a good picture of the canister vent valve with the electrical connector. Like I said, you can use a scanner to energize that, which is probably the best way to check, just in case electrically it doesn't work. I did hear mine clicking. Or you can supply a ground to it, turn the key on, make sure you're grounding the right wire, of course, and ground it and energize it if your scanner won't do it to shut it off. But a quick and dirty is to just pinch that off and look for a physical failure. What I have here is just a bottle of the pink soap you spray on the tire and look for a leak. You can actually hear it. You might be able to hear it too. I can hear the leak. So I'm going to spray up around where I hear it and see where the leak is. There's the valve. Spray it, and you can see bubbles coming out of there. It's just the housing where they crimp it together with the plastic and the metal. It's a common problem on so many vehicles. The vent valve just leaks. So there it is. There's my problem. That should take care of it. There's the new valve and the old valve. You can see.
Smoke up everybody's ass.
Come on, man, I'm filming it. You want to be on YouTube? I'm putting you on. There's Clark swearing. There's the old valve. It's all rusty.
Smoke up
That's where it leaked. I'm going to put the new one in, and I'm going to post Clark too, so send him some fan mail. This time I just used the scanner to seal it electrically, have it on, which means it's sealed, and I have pressure in there. Had it at 1.5 pounds. Still at 1.5 pounds. Could bore you and let you watch it, make sure it doesn't drop, but you could just take my word for it. So this one's fixed.